It was a calm Sunday afternoon, early autumn brushing gold across the patio as crisp leaves danced with the wind. I sat quietly on the living room couch, flipping through a well-worn family photo album. So much had changed over the past few years that sometimes I barely recognized the woman staring back at me in those old pictures. My name is Claire Reynolds. What I'm about to share is the story of how my relationship with a man, and later, his teenage son, reshaped my entire understanding of love, trust, and what it really means to forgive. 3 years ago, I met Patrick Thomas at a local charity event. He had that effortless charm, the kind that draws a room to its center, and a wit that made conversation feel like dancing. We connected instantly. Recently divorced, he was learning how to date again after over 10 years of marriage and raising a teenage son named Jason. Patrick's openness about his past struck me. He didn't hide his scars or pretend to have it all together. I admired that. At the time, I wasn't searching for anything deep. I was still recovering from a painful breakup. But something about him grounded me. He was thoughtful, steady, and had a way of making me laugh like I hadn't in years. A few months in, I met Jason. He was 17 then, reserved, sharp, and courteous, though a kind of distance always lingered in his eyes. A hesitation I couldn't quite read. Patrick explained that the divorce had hit Jason hard, especially since he'd been very close to his mom, who had moved away after the split. "I think he just needs some time," Patrick said one evening while we cleaned up dinner. "He'll come around." So I waited, patiently. Over the next year, I became more present in their lives. Patrick and I moved in together. Jason started staying with us every other week. I respected his space, never tried to act like a stepmom, and mostly let him come to me. Gradually, the walls began to lower. We found common ground in music, laughed through late-night movies, and after a while, he began calling me C. It was casual, yes, but to me, it felt like a door had finally cracked open. Just when it seemed like we were all settling into something stable, everything shifted. At first, it was nothing obvious, just small things. Jason began lingering in the kitchen more often when I was there, offering help with dishes, asking more questions about my childhood, my beliefs, my history with relationships. I brushed it off as innocent curiosity. Maybe he just wanted to know more about the woman who had become so central in his dad's life. Then one evening, as I was picking up books and mugs from the living room, Jason's voice cut through the quiet. "Do you ever feel like you settled?" he asked softly, his tone careful. The question caught me off guard. I paused, confused, and he added, "I mean, really settled. Like maybe you thought you were choosing the best thing, but now you're not so sure." I gave a nervous laugh. "That's a pretty bold question, don't you think?" He shrugged lightly. "Just something I've been thinking about." I tried to stay calm. "I wouldn't be here if I didn't want to be," I said, gently but firmly. He gave a slow, unreadable nod, as if he was weighing each word I said against something unspoken. After that night, things shifted again, this time more noticeably. His compliments became more pointed. He told me I looked beautiful, more than once. It felt off, but I tried to believe I was imagining it. Maybe I was overanalyzing, seeing patterns where there were none. Still, something gnawed at me. So one evening, I asked Patrick while he was reading, "Do you think Jason's been acting different lately?" He looked up from his tablet, eyebrow raised. "Teenage boys are strange creatures. It's normal." "Why?" I answered cautiously. "He just seems more intense lately. More focused on me." Patrick didn't seem concerned. There had never been an issue before. But deep down, something felt different this time. 2 nights later, I had just curled up on the couch with a book when Jason came downstairs. His hair was damp from a shower, and he was dressed in sweatpants and a faded t-shirt. He hesitated in the doorway before sitting down across from me. "I've been thinking about what I asked you the other night," he said. "I didn't look up from my book." "What about it?" He leaned forward. "You never really gave me an answer." I closed the book slowly, meeting his eyes. "Jason, what are you trying to say?" There was no hesitation in his gaze. "I just want to know if you're truly happy. If what you have with my dad is really enough for you." My breath caught. "Jason, that's not something you should be asking." He stood up and took a step closer. I'm not trying to cross a line. I just notice how you look when no one else is watching. You seem unfulfilled. You deserve more. And maybe I can give you what he can't. My heart pounded. I stood quickly and took a step back, overwhelmed. Jason, stop. You don't mean that. He reached out and gently took hold of my wrist. Just answer me, Claire. Is it enough? I pulled away, trying to breathe steadily. He stared at me for a long, heavy moment, then finally gave a small nod. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable. I turned and went straight upstairs. I locked the door, collapsed onto the bed, and sobbed until sleep finally found me. The next day, I called Patrick and told him everything. Sometimes the hardest moments are the ones that reveal who we truly are, what we really stand for. When Jason had asked me if what I had was enough, I said yes. Not because life was perfect, but because love, real love, is patient. It forgives. It survives even the most unexpected tests. Jason is now studying psychology in college. We still speak often. And at the end of every call, without fail, he always says thank you for believing in him, even when he lost his way.